So I may do another exhibition this year.
Which one?
I don't know, but I don't need to. But I may do one, have some fun. A quick pick. Tell you what, I like Eddie. So one day, somebody, because you know I don't have social media on my phone. Yeah. So they showed me Eddie. Eddie was like, Floyd Mayweather ain't got no money. That's why he doing exhibitions.
If you're Pacquiao, why on earth would you fight Provodnikov when you've got the Mayweather check waiting for you? And if you're Mayweather, same thing. Why would you fight Mike Tyson in the Congo when you've got the Pacquiao check waiting for you? And we are led to believe both are under financial strain. I don't necessarily believe that, but this will make them good money. If Mayweather really wanted this fight, he would have had this damn fight years ago when Manny Pacquiao was asking for a rematch. Mayweather has to do this fight because he need that bread. That's why. And it's funny when you have options. When you have options, yo, you can make your choice. When you doing great and you got money in the bank and you sitting pretty, yeah, you sitting pretty, 51 or 50-0.
Floyd Mayweather made it clear to Eddie Hearn that any potential fight with Manny Pacquiao would be an exhibition, not a real bout. These exhibitions would not be because he needed the money or the competition.
God, that's that thing. This the one that was talking about, because you know I was doing a couple of exhibitions, having fun. He just wasn't talking about I may not have no money, but he know how many buildings I got. Talk to him, tell him.
The flats, the apartments, the offices.
But remember, you was the one that was saying that because I was doing an exhibition.
Yeah, that's not why you do it.
No. So I have. It's fun. Keep me in shape.
I think you should come back.
No. I don't have to come back.
Don't do the exhibition.
So, no. I can't do an exhibition. You know why? Because I started a trend. Now I can do. If I'm doing exhibition, I'm snatching up 10 and 20 million. That's okay. Sometimes 30 million.
Yeah, if you're making 10 or 20, I'll let you off.
And so it's fine. Okay.
That's fine then.
Okay.
Only when it's 10 or 20.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter because you already know what I got. He know about my 100 buildings.
More than 100, I thought.
Well, I just say 100.
You sold a few?
No, I just say 100. Yeah, it sounds better. You know, it's just like humble. I say 100.
It's one for the office. Sorry, in the middle.
Manny Pacquiao reacted to Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s potential return to boxing, saying it should be a serious official match, not just an exhibition. He suggested that both fighters are now more mature and capable of conducting the fight professionally.
It just happened that I'm still active in boxing and he come out from retirement, so and he decided to do it again. So this is it. Like I'm so excited for the fight.
It's going to be in the Sphere. It's going to be a first of its kind event. The last time you and Mayweather stepped into a ring, it was 2015, over a decade ago. Is there anything you can learn from that fight heading into September's bout?
Oh yeah, I learned a lot on that fight. Way back 2015, I think we become mature right now and how to handle it. And like
Floyd Mayweather indicated that he and Hearn have already resolved any issues, humorously stating that as long as he gets paid $10 to $20 million, he's fine. Otherwise, he'd be having financial difficulties.
Because you know I don't have social media on my phone. Yeah. So they showed me Eddie. Eddie was like, Floyd Mayweather ain't got no money. That's why he doing exhibitions. No, Eddie don't believe that now. Yeah.
But Eddie will say some shit like that, man.
Eddie will say some shit, but no. But one thing, don't worry about that. But me and Eddie got it clear, didn't we, Eddie?
Yeah.
One thing, me and my buddy got it clear.
We said as long as it's 10 or 20, no problem. Anything less, don't be less than 10. Because then we're struggling for money.
Manny Pacquiao emphasized that he doesn't want to hear any excuses after the fight, implying there have been excuses in the past. He believes that he and his opponent are now mature and professional enough to put on the fight that fans.
I hope that it will not happen again, like the way it is last 2015. You know, it's the experience is like not really 100%, but I'm hoping for this time around no more excuses, especially to my condition and also for everything. Like I'm so excited and ready to the fight. Although before he wants an exhibition with me, but I I disagree, and I don't want to fight with exhibition with him. I want to fight a real fight like this. So this is it. Like this is what I'm waiting for.
Floyd Mayweather and Terrence Crawford playfully roasted Eddie Hearn, turning the interview into an unexpected session.
Hold me back. Hold me back. Eddie, hold me. You don't fight Eddie. Eddie, you He said, "Oh, you f***ers, hold me." This fucking guy. In the couples, boy. Knock Eddie Hearns out.
Oh, he's not to do that, wouldn't you?
Nah, hell no. Why?
In his last fight with Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather made it clear he never detected any shoulder issue during the fight, pointing out that Pacquiao's hands were fast and strong from the opening bell. He reminded everyone that just days before the bout, Pacquiao was throwing combinations in Vegas with no signs of trouble. Mayweather dismissed the injury excuse entirely, drawing a firm line between a great fighter and TBE, the best ever. In his eyes, the result was inevitable, whether they fought once or 100 times.
Did you detect at any time in the fight that he was having a problem with his shoulder?
Absolutely not. His left hand was fast, his right hand was fast, and he was throwing them both fast and strong. He was a beat fighter from round one. He knew it. I can't beat Floyd Mayweather. 6 days before the fight, he boxed 4 rounds. If you go look, when he came out to Las Vegas, he was throwing combinations. Everything seemed just fine. There's a difference between a great fighter and TBE, and I proved. We fight 10 times, I'm gonna win 10 times. We fight 20 times, I'm gonna win 20 times. We fight 100 times, I'm gonna win 100 times. He's not a better fighter than me. Nowhere around the board.
Showbiz argued that any version of Floyd Mayweather defeats Manny Pacquiao. Showbiz believed Pacquiao may have had the greater overall career, but insisted Mayweather was the superior pure fighter. He pointed to Floyd's timing, ring IQ, size, reach, and footwork as built-in advantages. In Showbiz's view, Mayweather's style was simply the kryptonite that Manny could never fully solve. To him, it wasn't about one night, it was about a matchup that always favored Floyd.
Any version of Mayweather would have always beaten Pacquiao, in my opinion. I think Mayweather would have always done what's necessary for Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao had a greater career, but I think Mayweather is a better fighter. And I think Mayweather had the right things for somebody like Pacquiao. I mean, he had the right one-punch speed. He had the right IQ. He was bigger than Manny with longer arms. He had great feet. It's just a kryptonite for Manny Pacquiao. I personally thought so.
Outside the boxing world, celebrities gave their own opinions. 50 Cent had voiced his doubts regarding Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s financial situation. 50 suggested the public display of wealth might not reflect the full reality. He made it clear he respected Mayweather's legacy in the ring, but questioned whether the non-stop money narrative was completely accurate. In his view, talk of a rematch sounded more like a business move than a quest for greatness.
Floyd Mayweather, is he as rich as we think he is?
No.
So when we see the $1 million in the bag,
that money, light money, like he can get his hands on that.
Right. I need some of that light money then.
Yeah. He is who he is. You can't discredit who he is. Like, and again, I'll tell you, like, I don't mind, telling the truth in situations like this. I mean, it's my brother, I love him.
As critics continued questioning his finances, Floyd Mayweather fired back without hesitation. Mayweather said people stayed obsessed with his business, speculating about what he had and what he didn't. Floyd answered by flaunting his lifestyle, explaining he traveled with dozens of luxury watches and could casually pull out an $18 million piece on command. In Mayweather's eyes, the message was clear. He was still money, and wealth was never the issue.
You know what's crazy? People are always in my business, worried about what I'm doing, what Floyd is doing, what Floyd ain't doing, what I do got, what I don't got. Just know, I'm gonna stay in my lane. I ain't gonna with nobody, and I don't want nobody with me. If I go on vacation, my fault. When I go on vacation for 30 days, I take 30 watches with me. But you know what? What's crazy is this. If we add 10 more days, I take 10 more watches. But then I say, if I want to bring out the one and only, then I bring out the watch that costs 18 million. Matter of fact, you know what I'm gonna do for you motherfucking haters today? I'm gonna go for $50,000 because I ain't got shit else to do. Money made all motherfucking day.
When asked about the fight, Mike Tyson called it electric for Las Vegas and huge for business. Tyson admitted he first leaned toward Manny Pacquiao, then stepped back, saying both fighters would rise to the moment. Mike predicted it wouldn't reach the final bell, or is expecting a knockout either way. Turning to Floyd Mayweather, Tyson questioned the comparisons to Muhammad Ali, suggesting that kind of greatness stood in a different category.
I don't know. It's gonna be an interesting fight. This is just so awesome. This is great for the town of Vegas. This is great for the hotel. This is great for business. This is just beautiful.
Do you have any predictions?
I don't know. At first I took Pacquiao. Then this is gonna be interesting. I know it's gonna be a good fight, regardless of who wins. It's gonna be a good fight. Both guys are gonna be up for this fight, and I think it's gonna be a knockout. I don't think we go the distance.
What do you think about the heavyweight division now?
Ryan Garcia made his stance clear when the pound-for-pound debate came up. Garcia said Manny Pacquiao stood above Floyd Mayweather in his eyes. Ryan pointed to Pacquiao's climb through weight classes, knocking out Miguel Cotto, stopping Ricky Hatton, and overwhelming Oscar De La Hoya. For Garcia, that kind of dominance across divisions made Manny the greater fighter in boxing history.
Pacquiao is the greatest pound-for-pound fighter who ever lived. I can't put Floyd above him.
Yeah.
Any beef?
I agree with you on that. I mean, I've always had Manny Pacquiao above Floyd pound for pound, and just in the history of boxing, you never heard of a guy that could go from those weight classes and still dominate. Knocking out Cotto, knocking out Ricky Hatton with one shot, destroying Oscar De La Hoya. Made him look like he was nothing. I mean, for me, Manny Pacquiao is always going to have that, and I was always a huge fan of him growing up. So yeah, for me, he takes the cake over Floyd.
On the contrary, LaShawn Shady McCoy weighed in on the debate and didn't shy away from the controversy. Floyd Mayweather's win over Manny Pacquiao, but questioned how Floyd navigated his career. Boy, Shady suggested Mayweather mastered timing, choosing moments that protected his edge. In McCoy's view, that strategy changed boxing, shifting the focus from risky prime matchups to calculated business moves.
It could be. Can I say one thing though? Yes. Pacquiao's my favorite, and you are right. Yeah. But he did beat Pacquiao, and nobody has changed the game like Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
In a bad way.
In a bad way.
In a bad way. Yeah, you got it. In a bad way.
He was so big and so dominant. I can't do that.
He mastered the art of knowing when to fight somebody and when not to fight somebody. I mean, he's the best in that game. He's the best in, making money and making all the, the huge fights happen. But why? Because he was timing every single one of them. He never fought nobody really in their prime. He always
after junior lightweight. Junior lightweight. He did.
100%.
He didn't fight Paul Williams, so we all wanted to
So he changed the game in the worst way possible. You're right.
Weighing up the difference between the original and the current fight, Luke Thomas argued the two legends were living in different realities. Manny Pacquiao couldn't secure a win against Mario Barrios, especially when others handled Barrios without much trouble. At 47, Pacquiao showed flashes, but Luke questioned whether flashes were enough. On the other side, Floyd Mayweather Jr. had been operating in exhibitions, including the matchup with Logan Paul, where size was a clear factor even as Floyd landed clean shots. Thomas suggested Mayweather seemed aware of his physical boundaries now. In his view, and both men carried serious question marks, and that uncertainty defined the matchup.
These guys are just completely different parts of their lives. Yes, Manny Pacquiao came back and had a draw against Mario Barrios, but we just saw what Ryan Garcia did to Mario Barrios. Dispatched him easily on one of the judges' scorecards, won all the rounds. Like Mario Barrios was riding 2 draws into the Garcia fight as a champion, which is something I'm not sure I've even ever seen before. Not a high-level champion. And yeah, Pacquiao's 47. Okay, fine. But he wasn't even able to put Barrios away or even to get the win. It ended up being a draw. As for Floyd, I'm not exactly sure what kind of shape he's in. I covered his fight, an exhibition against Logan Paul in Miami. This was, I think, circa 2021. And after it was over, if you actually watch the fight, Floyd was landing on him pretty continuously, but Logan was much bigger. And then after the fight, Floyd had said explicitly, I'm not really going to do...
Another major wrinkle, as Luke Thomas explained, was that this would count as a real professional bout. Floyd Mayweather Jr. stood at 50-0, and this time the record was officially on the line. A win pushed him to 51-0, but a loss or draw changed history forever. Floyd had stayed active through multiple exhibitions, yet those never touched his official resume. Now Mayweather was risking that perfect mark, even with another exhibition scheduled reportedly against Mike Tyson in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. For Luke, that decision to make it official raised the stakes instantly.
And I expect that trend to continue. Now, one thing to note here is that this fight will be a professional bout. It will go on their record. Floyd currently has a record of 50-0. Remember, he retired at 50-0. It is possible he could go either 51-0 or now 50-1, or if it was a draw or whatever. But he's at least putting it up to be part of the professional record. Now, you might say, well, hasn't he been doing a lot of exhibitions since his retirement from boxing? And the answer is yes, about 8 of them or so. I believe he's got, by the way, a 9th coming up in April in the Democratic Republic of the Congo against, of all people.
While giving his bold opinions, Tim Bradley didn't hold back when the rematch talk surfaced. Bradley claimed Floyd Mayweather avoided Manny Pacquiao years ago when the demand was real and the timing favored Manny. Tim argued that back then, Mayweather had options, leverage, and no urgency to revisit it. Now, Bradley believes the motivation looks different, suggesting Floyd wants the fight because the financial incentive makes it necessary.
Storm Bradley, you already know the rest. You know Mayweather didn't want this damn fight with Manny Pacquiao. Because if Mayweather really wanted this fight, he would have had this damn fight years ago when Manny Pacquiao was asking for a rematch. Mayweather has to do this fight because he need that bread. That's why. That's why. And it's funny when you have options. When you have options, yo, you can make your choice. When you doing great and you got money in the bank and you sitting pretty, yeah. You sitting pretty, 51-0 or 50-0. Isn't it great? But now, when you need them, you call on them. Mayweather didn't want this damn fight with Manny Pacquiao years ago, and now he wants this damn fight now.
That only added another layer. As Wade pointed out the contrast, Floyd Mayweather Jr. had stayed in exhibitions, while Manny Pacquiao had just come off a real title fight, raising the question of who carried sharper form. Manny's camp had long blamed the first loss on a damaged shoulder and denied treatment, a claim that fueled debate for years. Wade made it clear he disliked excuses, but admitted the controversy left the door open. Now, more than a decade later, both men nearing 50, that unfinished business sold the rematch.
In pro fights, and Manny just got done fighting in a world title fight. So there's intrigue in that as well. Like, is this version of Manny better than the Manny that fought Floyd the first time? Let's not forget that there was the controversy of the injured shoulder, right, in the first fight, where Manny came out after the fight, which I'm not a big fan of, saying he had a right shoulder injury, that the Vegas Athletic Commission wouldn't let him get an anti-inflammatory shot or a cortisone shot, maybe even, in the shoulder the night of the fight. And that was a big controversy at the time. Was the reason Floyd won a decision was because Manny wasn't able to throw his jab as much. His right shoulder was injured. He couldn't get things going because he couldn't work off his jab, or, you know, whatever the excuses were at the time. I'm not a big fan of the post-fight excuses, but it created a narrative, if they ever wanted to go back to the fight, that there was a little bit of an open window to do it. And sure enough, 11 years later, when both men are about to hit 50, here we are. Okay, that's the hype of this. That's the interest of it, right?
As the stakes became clearer, Wade made it plain this was about survival, not skill. Mayweather had gambled with his image before, but Floyd still sold the moment, especially across from Pacquiao. Manny had shown wear against Barrios, yet Pacquiao's hands still carried danger and intent. In the end, Wade believed people tuned in for one reason: to see which legend still had something left in the tank.
Between these two, and I don't think it sullies their name any worse than what Floyd was doing with John Gotti III. No offense to top 3 black person of all time, but Deji, some other fights that no one really watched or cared about. Floyd did that to himself, but he still has the drawing power across from his greatest rival in Manny Pacquiao to make this an interesting fight. And again, it's a pro fight, so if Floyd goes in there and gets touched up or doesn't have it anymore and the reflexes aren't what they were, and we've seen Manny still has a little bit of it. He's looked a little old in the Barrios fight, looked a little susceptible to being hit, but still has it on the offensive side, still has heavy hands, hurt Barrios with some punches. You never know. And make no mistake about it, that's why you're watching this fight, to see who still has it at their age, to see.
Although many critics were quick to give their opinion, Ben Connor gave an unfiltered reaction. Connor admitted he hadn't even known Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather Jr. were being discussed for another clash. He said he barely kept up with boxing now and only watched when something truly explosive grabbed his attention. For Ben, this felt more like recycled history than real danger. And if it became official, Connor made it clear he wouldn't rush to tune in.
Manny Pacquiao versus Floyd Mayweather Jr. Who would you have?
I like Manny Pacquiao in the second one because I think with Mayweather slowing down a little bit, age catches up on you. And I think with Manny always looking in good shape. Obviously, he's not partying, not drinking. Mayweather's always partying, chilling, enjoying himself. I think there's a different way of living for both fighters, the way they act, the way they are. I mean, Mayweather is still like a 20-year-old kid, whereas with Manny Pacquiao, he's very, intelligent and he's on the right path. I got Manny Pacquiao winning that fight. But like, who knows? But this is boxing. And like Mayweather always ends up pulling it off. But I just feel that Manny Pacquiao would be, in my opinion, the favorite.
Discussing the upcoming bout, Amir Khan stepped in with a firm prediction. Khan backed Manny Pacquiao, believing time had finally started to slow Floyd Mayweather Jr. just enough to show. He pointed to Manny's discipline and steady lifestyle, arguing Pacquiao had stayed sharper while Floyd enjoyed the spotlight. In Amir's eyes, that difference in focus could be the edge when the bell rang again. For Khan, it wasn't just about talent, it was about who had preserved more when it truly counted.
Manny Pacquiao versus Floyd Mayweather Jr. Who would you have?
I like Manny Pacquiao in the second one because I think with Mayweather slowing down a little bit, age catches up on you. And I think with Manny always looking in good shape. Obviously, he's not partying, not drinking. Mayweather's always partying, chilling, enjoying himself. I think there's a different way of living for both fighters, the way they act, the way they are. I mean, Mayweather is still like a 20-year-old kid, whereas with Manny Pacquiao, he's very, intelligent and he's on the right path. I got Manny Pacquiao winning that fight. I just feel that Manny Pacquiao would be, in my opinion, the favorite.
Amid the rematch rumors gained momentum, Roy Jones Jr. welcomed the idea without hesitation. Jones said he loved the fight for both men, calling it a smart move at this stage. When pressed for a pick, Roy admitted it was close. He felt Manny Pacquiao had a stronger shot now. Oh, especially with age creeping in. Pacquiao's legs still showed life, while Floyd Mayweather Jr. might not move the same anymore. In the end, Jones believed that subtle shifts in speed could quietly tilt the balance.
You mentioned Mayweather-Pacquiao. It looks like that might be the next fight. Do you like that fight?
I love it, for both of them.
Who do you like in that fight?
Tough call. I think Pacquiao has a better chance now because they're older, and Mayweather's legs may not be the same. So Pacquiao's legs look pretty good still. So I think it gives Pacquiao a chance to go up.
The spotlight is back on Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather Jr., and the tension feels real. Some say Pacquiao's discipline, speed, and recent activity give him momentum. Others believe Mayweather's timing, defense, and ring IQ never disappear, no matter the age. Pride is personal, legacy is permanent, and Father Time is the only opponent neither man can outbox. This is not just a rematch, it's a question of who still has that final spark. Does Manny press the action and prove he has more left? Or does Floyd control the tempo and remind everyone why he stayed unbeaten? Drop your prediction in the comments. Oi, hit like if you love real boxing talk and subscribe now for non-stop high-level fight coverage.